get on. Let's get on. Shout out where you're from. Shout out where you are from. You already know what time it is. I got a little bit of time here. Got a little bit of time. Go ahead, just whip out the questions. Good to see y'all. You know what we're here to do. Got a little bit of time here, so let's go ahead. Let's get to it. How y'all doing? How's everybody? I might get on again later tonight. Shit, why so serious? I'm just in the zone, girl. I'm just in the zone. Happy Sunday, X. Happy Sunday to you too. Happy Sunday. Good to see y'all. You already know. See, I'm ready for the questions. I'm 66, wondering where to meet a good man. Where do you go? Do you go out? Because I mean that's part of the thing, right? Is we gotta get out. Should you leave if someone is not committed? Well, why would you? Well, I mean, how long have you been with them? Right? I mean, do you want commitment? If that's something that's important to you and you've been with someone and they're not committing, then why would you stay? Is there any chance of getting back with your ex? Sometimes, yes. 2 years. How are they not committed? How to detach? By joining my group. So send me a DM if you want to join my group. That's how you can detach. I help people detach. Why? How do you get over being the bad guy in their eyes? By being okay with not feeling good about it. Being the bad guy is just something that's going to happen, right? In life. Sometimes you're going to be the bad guy to them. You're going to be the bad guy to others. You're just going to be a villain. And that's one of the things that people hate. I realize a lot nowadays is they don't like the idea that they could be seen as the villain. But sometimes being the villain is just what comes with being honest and being real. So if me being the villain means that's going to be honest for us, if that's what gets you where you need to go and what helps us to grow from this, then yes, make me the villain. I'll gladly be the villain if it means setting us free. So maybe instead of looking at it like you're just simply a bad guy, maybe you could say the bad guy is what you need. Because being kind to you isn't real. I don't want to be kind to you. I don't want to be nice, and I don't want to lie about how I feel. So I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel, exactly what you did wrong. I'm going to control my temper and my tone, but I'm still going to be honest. If you mess this up, I will say you messed this up. Not we should use we words. No, we're going to change the game on that. Why a man he was with you for what? 2 years. Why a man asked me to come out his house, then say, to come to his house, then say I'm not comfortable going. What? Why a man asked me to come to his house, then say I'm not comfortable going to his. He says he's coming to my area, but doesn't make any plans, leaves messages on scene, and keeps checking my story. Because you're not his number one priority. You're not someone that he's pressed on having. So if you're just going to his house and he's not trying to make any other plans, you might be a side chick. What is the science to causing a man to fall in love? By being respectable, by having clear boundaries and not allowing, because the thing is, you don't want just any man to fall in love with you. The type of love, and I'm just assuming because I don't know you, but the type of love you probably want is honest, respectable, mutually beneficial, real, right? You want something like that, you're gonna have to be a person that is patient and has standards and boundaries so that all the guys who don't like that can get away from you. Because you can make a narcissist really love you, but that's a different type of love. That type of love is, I like the fact that you disrespect yourself. I like the fact that you let me do whatever I want with you and you don't stop me. I like the fact that you let me take advantage of you and your judgment, while there are guys out here who would love you correctly, but you give me the space in your life that you should be leaving for someone else that's actually gonna honor you. Some of us just want any kind of love and we have no standards. That's fine, but be real with yourself. That's all I'm saying. No judgment. So to get a man to fall in love with you that matches the type of love that you want, you will have to put out that type of love. You're gonna have to show those qualities. You want a man who has boundaries and standards? You're gonna have to be a woman that has boundaries and standards. You want a man that, is loyal, honest, does things by a certain set of rules? You're gonna have to follow that as well. That will not only be attractive to that type of man, but will also make him say, I want her. Not only do I love her, I want her to be my wife. Like, I want her to be my girlfriend instantly. He will waste no time in trying to make you his girlfriend. Hey, Xavier. Hey, Christy. Why do you think that narcissists sometimes get so close to you so fast? Like, why do you think they love bomb you? Because they're hoping you're the type of person that will lower your guard and lower your boundaries quickly. That's what they're hoping, right? Oh, well, I'm hoping that you're that type of person because then I can get close to you fast. They immediately see guys who are a little bit more careful. They're going to say, hey, I like you, but I don't know yet. Let's get to know each other, right? Let's learn about each other. Let's go out for coffee. Let's walk in the park. Let's not move so fast. You see what I'm saying? I don't even know if I love you. I don't know you. Love bombers be like, I love the ground you walk on, girl. Your only requirement for this was to be cute and somewhat friendly. That's it. That's all I needed, to know that I love you. How you feel about how do I feel? This is not a feelings game. This is I like to be objective. How do you feel about my boyfriend have so many called female friend? They're always texting and calling each other. I would say the fact that you're still in a relationship shows him that it may not be that much of a problem to you. Because if it's such a problem, I don't care, right? I have no feelings in the game. So if that's a problem for you, then you'll have to express that. All right? Because people have female friends. Genders of the opposite genders sometimes have friends, even when they're in heterosexual relationships. So heterosexual monogamous relationships, right, sometimes still have friends of the opposite gender outside of it. That is normal to people. There's a lot of people that's normal to. So I have no personal feelings toward that. But I do understand that some people think that's a little weird for them. If you feel like that's weird, then you should express that. But also, if you express it, he may not stop. And that's where you have to ask yourself, is it worth losing a relationship over? How to let go of someone who you're still in love with. Come to my group. Y'all, for those of you that get on here and say how to get over someone, how to get over it, how to get over that emotional hump, you need to join my group. That stuff doesn't happen overnight, right? There's almost no perfect answer for that. I can give you some answers, but there's so much science to getting over someone, right? To actually working past those hard emotions. Because that's why most of us can't leave these toxic relationships, is because our feelings, right? You're feeling it and you want to get past that feeling. In fact, some of you don't even like the person. You just don't like the feeling. So it's like man, I don't want to leave this person, but I don't want to feel. So how do you get past those feelings? You send me a DM, you join my group, and you get the science, right? Because that's what I work with. That's why there's so many women that have worked with me that are now in healthy relationships, and they came out of these. You can see the reviews on my Instagram all the time. What's the name of your group? You'll have to send me a DM, and we'll talk about it. Radical acceptance, 1,000%. Am I wrong for taking? Good to see you, girl. Am I wrong for taking my ex Facebook account and deleting every picture and post about what he posted about? Yeah, you are wrong. If you did that without his permission, yeah. That's like an invasion of privacy or something like that. About me though? Well, I don't know the whole story. So I don't know what type of relationship you guys have. I don't know what you guys do to each other. The fact that you got to a point that you had to do that is a whole nother question. If a man you are dating tell his friends that you are his friend, yeah, because you're not in a relationship. He said he wouldn't put anyone above me and then he chooses someone else because he lied to you. A lot of people lie. Why don't men make solid plans, leave messages on scene, but check your story? Because you're not important. I can ask whatever I want, whatever you're ready to hear, because you're going to get honesty. Is it okay to catch your partner going on dating apps? If you're in a monogamous relationship and it's been made official and you see your partner on a dating app, then that is cheating. Fun question. When is it too soon to cook for a man? I'm great in the kitchen. It's never too soon. It's never too soon. Have fun. If you like to cook and that's your love language, then express it, baby. But here's the thing. What matters is more than you cooking is what type of guy you're cooking for. I'll tell you what. It really doesn't matter. It's just another thing. What matters is your expectation. If you cook for a guy and you're expecting him to like come to your house every day and want to be your husband now, then that's where there may be an issue. Because the real love is doing things without an expectation of something in return, right? So do it, have fun, but if you don't know a guy that well or you're cooking for him, he may not respond the way you want him to, right? So just be aware of that. That's why you might, if you want certain, responses, or you want to have a certain kind of response that's more guaranteed, you may want to consider waiting a little longer until you know him more, so you kind of know how he reacts to things, if this is a big thing for you. I love your content. I love that it's coming from a man's perspective. Thank you so much. I feel so great being a man today. Usually I don't. I'm like, man, we're awful. But no, you made me feel really good. Thank you for that. What is he wants to control everything? What you eat, what you talk, what you wear. Is it normal? No, that's not normal. But at the same time, if you like that, then it is. But if you don't like it, then you are being controlled heavily in a relationship and it's not going to get better. Opinion on having a sleepover with someone you're not official with. It doesn't matter. You're two consenting adults. If you want to sleep together, then you can sleep together, right? The only issue is that if you have any underlying expectations because you slept together that you two have not discussed and not agreed on, then that is going to break the relationship. So if you sleep with someone and you're like that type of person that's like, okay, now we should be together, and they're not, but you guys didn't discuss that, and you start holding them accountable to that, that's wrong. So what I would say is, if you're that type of person that expects there to be some type of bond or relationship after this, and they're not aware and they may not be that type of person, then you might be setting yourself up for failure. So what I would do is know their expectations, know my expectations, and let's see, does this mean that we're together, or does that mean we're just still getting to know each other, which means you could still date someone else, right? So I would be very transparent about what this means to us before I do it, just to make sure. How about if he's checking If he's checking who you talk with, especially your female friend, is it normal? If he's checking behind your back, why can't he just ask you? It's not normal for him. Well, here's the thing. It's not about whether it's normal or not. Normal is kind of like a arbitrary word, right? Because everybody has their own idea of what normal looks like. What I would say is that might be normal behavior for him. It might not be something that you like. So instead of thinking of what's normal or not and trying to find this universal measure, what you have to do is ask yourself, do you like that behavior? And let him know if you don't. It's not about what's normal or not. And using the argument of what's normal is probably not good because you create your own construct. Hold on. Hey, I'm on live. What's going on? Yeah. 3:15, you head over. You don't have to be here by then. Okay. All right, bye. That's my sister. We got to go soon. So if a first date went great, but they don't really hint at another, am I safe to assume he's not that interested? Or should I continue making an effort to continue the conversation? Whether it's going to continue, whether he's interested. See, that's the thing is, I would say that if they haven't arranged another date, then that doesn't necessarily mean they're not interested. Sometimes people just move differently. So what I would do is make enough effort where I don't feel like I'm making more effort than the other person. You know what I mean? Also, if they arrange the first date, you can arrange the second one. You don't have to rely on them to keep making more dates. It's okay. As a woman, I'm telling you, it is sexy, it is hot when I make the first date and I make plans and then you got something to follow up with. I feel like I'm with a teammate, you know? Like I'm not the only one that has to hold the ball sometimes. So what I can tell you is if you're waiting on him to do it, that's cool, but you can do it. And you don't have to assume that he's not interested. What's the difference between wasting no time making you his girlfriend in a healthy versus unhealthy way? Gotta be careful with some of these toxic, they're watching content too. Well, the difference, and this is what I normally explain to my group. So if you don't know this, then you're not in my group. Because people in my group know the answer to this question. So what I would say for you is send me a message. Hey there, did you call me?
Yeah.
What's going on, girl?
So, I'm sorry, I literally just jumped in like 2 seconds into your live, but one of the things I wanted to say to a lot of the people who are watching is a lot of times people study who you are in order to learn what you like and what you dislike from a distance, and that's what makes them seem like they care more about you than they actually do. And I know that sounds off-putting, I know that sounds weird, and it seems like people don't get that. But like, especially with me having like my TikTok is slow, but my Instagram is popping. So I noticed that people will come at me like, oh, I like this about you, I like that about you because they watch my content. But a lot of the times people will say, oh, this about you, not realizing that your persona for your content isn't who you actually are. So in a lot of ways, I feel like people need to like not like quit giving them the playbook to their heart. So answer what's ask what you really want to know, but not be so quick to just give them everything that you want in the ideal person. And then it's harder for them to pretend to be someone they're not.
Sounds
I know
good.
there's a lot.
No. So you just came to make that statement?
Well, it was just the first statement that popped in my head. Like I said, I'm a content creator too, so I tend to just, like, my thoughts as I hear them, I just go with it, and then, yeah.
Okay.
But I do like the fact I already just followed you, so just your energy is, like, really good, and then I
Thank
was
you.
also reading some of the comments before I jumped on, and I was like, okay, let me just say what I'm feeling, because I feel like people, like, it's easy to say yes, everyone's bad, or it's easy to say, oh yes, everyone's good, or saying everyone's playing games. But I feel like a lot of people don't realize it's your mindset too. It's not just the people that you're picking, it's the way what do you think about what you're hearing? Because you could be in a room full of great people, have a lot of great people try to talk to you, and you could choose that one toxic person because you tend to think negatively. And that's what you're going to gravitate towards. So, like, I
That's
don't know.
true.
I love
No, and those are good points. Okay. Well, thank you for coming on. Great having you.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll talk later. All right,
Okay.
bye.
Bye.
All right, thank you for that. I love heartfelt statements. I love stuff like that. I love good messages. So that was awesome. And now we're gonna go back to the questions, of course. I'm wondering if I should be patient or if he's playing in my face. Well, what are you patient for? What are you being patient for? You know, if you're not in a relationship and you're not committed to someone, then there's no reason why you should only be dedicating yourself to them. I'm just telling you right now. I understand the feeling is good and things look good, but that doesn't mean that it is good. You guys have to be transparent. That's what I mean. So I'm just saying, like, you don't have to. So when people say, well, should I keep entertaining this person that I'm dating? I'm like, you're dating. You're supposed to be entertaining multiple people. And if you don't want to, then that's on you. But that's the way it goes, right? You don't just see one person and say, I'm going to dedicate everything to them. You get a few people, you measure out who the best option is, and then it's like The Bachelorette. It's so funny because I feel like on The Bachelorette, it's normalized. But in real life, we're like, nah, I don't want to do that. That's too much. But that's literally what the game is. If you just dedicate to one person, when you've got all these other people out here to figure out who's the best, then you're going to take forever to find someone. You're going to keep messing with the wrong person. Then you're going to get attached because that's all your mind is on. So then you're going to stay there just because of attachment. Oh, well, I just known it because it's just been the same person. Like, no, you got to distract yourselves. Me and my ex separated, but nothing going on in his life without me. Am I going... What? I don't know what you said. Do you think it's okay for a man to have a female best friend if he's in a relationship? I personally will not have a female best friend in my relationship, but I don't speak for every man. I think it's okay for the couple that decides that's okay. Every relationship is different. So the relationship is a social construct. It is constructed based on what those two people think with each other and their level of trust and what they are good with. So I can't answer for them. I can say for me, Xavier, I can't do it. I don't want to. It's just not, it doesn't work for me. But for other people, it may, right? So I think you are the judge of that yourself. What are your thoughts on when you're long distance and it's your birthday and doesn't plan anything when you see each other next? Sounds like they're not prioritizing your birthday. Or they don't think birthdays are a big deal. Some people don't think birthdays are a big deal. They don't care. I don't know. Why does my partner constantly accuse me of sleeping with family member when there's straight proof it never happened and he swears it did? Well, he might be crazy. Or he's trying to make you feel guilty because he's done it and he's projecting on you. Either way, there's nothing you can do about that. Yeah, I was like, nah. Does ghosting him give him more time to think about how he really hurt me? Not always. In fact, ghosting him probably just makes you look like you're bluffing. Because if you come back, here's the problem with ghosting, y'all, is you lose respect next time you come back from it. If you use ghosting as a weapon because you're trying to make the person think about what they did, people are not animals. They're not children. They can go out and find options. If you try to ghost someone to try to make them feel like they're losing you and they should think about what they did, That's emotional manipulation. And you can do it, and it may work to some extent. But what I can tell you is you get one time. You get one time to use that. And then after that, they're going to think you lying and you're bluffing. They're not going to take you serious after that. So I wouldn't use that. In fact, what you should ask yourself is why you have to ghost your partner to make them consider you. Why do you have to resort to manipulation in order to make a person consider you? Why can't you just be normal? Why can't you just have a conversation and talk it out? Why does it have to resort to this kind of behavior? The fact that it's going to that behavior already shows that your stuff is not right. He said he's afraid of losing me as a friend after finding someone he met while we were together. I was married for 20 years and just recently got divorced. It feels like I found someone that shows me love. My ex is always around, and it's like he is mad and always showing love for me. Well, normally your ex can't be around unless you let him be. So are you letting your ex come around? Yes, and when we're transparent and you tell them your needs and they don't change. Yeah, if you tell them your needs and they don't change, and they don't, who is this? Yeah, if you tell them your needs and they don't change, then they don't care. I watched this one show where the guy found his girlfriend by doing 50 days in 50 days. Oh, like he 50 dates in 50 days? See, that's great. That's like high-speed dating. Your odds go up. Honestly, a lot of this is just a numbers game, and I know there's people that always fight me and say, when you're gonna meet the one, it's gonna be a magical moment. I'm sure that happens to people, but that's the exception. That's the exception. Oh, it happens when you least expect it. Okay, great. Some of us are, we ain't had that in 10, 15 years. Here's what I say. Yes, I believe magic is possible, but I'm realistic. You gotta play the game. You got to go out there and you got to play the numbers. And the higher you play the numbers, the higher of a chance you have to meet someone that you get that connection with that's going to have the same beliefs as you. The less you do it, the less opportunity you have. The odds that they're just going to show up on your doorstep or you're going to have some magical fairy tale moment is very low. So raise your chances, get outside, meet people, mingle, and don't be afraid to start a conversation with someone new. No one told you have to get married. You're just meeting people. In meeting people, you will eventually have that connection, but you got to raise the odds, right? This is a game now. We got to play the game. My 50-year-old husband is blowing up our relationship. He told me he had a co-wife ready. I'm not a polygamist. He won't walk it back that he wants 2 wives and destroy to have more children. Well, he wants what he wants, and he's being honest with you. So you can either take that and try to work with that, or you can walk away. So I don't think he's trying to blow up your relationship. I think he's talking about what he really wants, and he wants you in it. But unfortunately, that just doesn't fit what you're looking for. So it sounds like he doesn't want you to go. He's like, you can join in, but this is what I want now. It sucks because he probably told you he was different in the beginning, and now he's changing up on you, but that's how it goes. Some people don't realize it till later. But what if he hurts you deeply? I forgot what we were talking about. See, this is why you guys got to come to me on the group. Send me a DM if you want to join the group, if you want a one-on-one session. If you want a first-time one-on-one session, send me a DM. I got a few spots open, but make sure you come and you do that so that I can get to you, because otherwise I lose some of y'all in this conversation. I can't put focus on you, and you guys deserve that. I have to go outside. It's wild out there. I know, but we got to fight through. You got to fight through it. It gets better. It gets better. Here's the trick to being outside: is don't take it serious. That's the trick to being outside. Don't take nothing serious until it gives you a reason to, right? I don't take nothing serious. I meet new people. I may see you tomorrow. I may never see you again, right? But I'm gonna put an effort. I'm gonna make it known. If I have intentions, I'll let you know, and then I'll show that. But if I feel like you're not giving it back, deuces. Yeah, why is a Prince Charming climbing 3 flights in this 100 degree temperature and knocking? I don't know. You are good. Thank you. Thank you. I love what I do. I love what I do. And I've helped too many women be successful. Now I've got a lot of success stories behind me of women leaving toxic situations and getting into healthy relationships. I helped the woman that got married to Redfoo, the dude from LMFAO. Or not married, but they're together, right? They're together and they have a child now. So if I was able to do that, what do you think I could do for you? I didn't want to get back with my ex-narcissist and was ignoring him, so he called he called CPS on me. Yeah. Yeah. Leaving a narcissist is like leaving a gang. Like they're gonna make it hard for you on your way out. They're like, oh, you want to leave the gang? No. Heal yourself first. Yep. I really like what you told me about no contact the other day. Made me think a lot. What did I tell you? What did I tell you about no contact? Remind me of good things I say. God, that sounded narcissistic as crap, didn't it? Remind me how great I am. I'm just playing. No, I just think it may be useful because sometimes I forget what I say. That it may work once, but why do you have to do it? Yeah. Yeah. Because some of those things only work once, you know? You get a bluff once, and then now they know your bluff. With no contact. You're good. Thank you. Everyone keeps saying I'm good. Yeah, I'm going to get you out. Trust me. Oh, you want to know how to mess with a narcissist? Like, you want to know how to get these manipulators to shake in their boots? I'm the one. They can't stand me. I get hate mail all the time, and I love it. Why should I want someone that doesn't want me? Honestly, ladies, and I heard this before, your biggest ick, because I know we talk in icks, right? Your biggest ick should be a man that doesn't want you. Your biggest ick should be a man that doesn't prioritize you. A man that doesn't put any effort. That needs to be your biggest ick. Like overall. Forget all these little ones. Don't get me wrong, they're there. But the biggest one should be a man that's like, I don't want to do with this. I don't want to deal with her. Why do I feel? The guy who's always not making plans, who watches your story, but doesn't ask you out, who says he's going to take you out at some point, but doesn't arrange a date, that should be your ick. A man who doesn't show up. Is the pull away phase real? What the heck is a pull away phase? That sounds like manipulation. Like, honestly, my biggest turnoff is a woman that doesn't reciprocate, right? There's a lot of things you could do, but the hottest thing you could do, in my eyes, is reciprocate. Show energy in return. If I feel like I'm doing too much and you're not doing anything, I'm done. How do you make yourself approachable? I don't know. It depends on the person. How are you unapproachable? You can start by unfolding your hands. You know? I don't know. It depends on the person. It depends on what your natural state is. Is it okay for a guy to not pick you up when going on a date, living in the same area? Why wouldn't that be okay? Does he, like, I mean, if you live in the same area, he might be trying to, See, that's the thing. I've dated women in the same area as me, and we had to meet up because sometimes I don't know if they're comfortable with me like that yet. So I automatically assume you don't know me. You're probably not going to want me to pick you up. I'll just see you there. Right. So I'm thinking I'm being kind. Like, I don't want to make it look like, oh, I'm trying to drive you into the wilderness now. You know, like I like it when you feel like, you know, you have your own space, you know, in the beginning. Now, after that, then I'll be like, hey, I'll pick you up. I think it's different for different people. Anyway, I gotta go, y'all. Like I said, if you want a one-on-one with me this week, if you want a one-on-one with me, if you want to get it as soon as possible, if you want to get it early tomorrow, or early tomorrow, early Tuesday, make sure you send me a DM saying that you're ready, and I will go ahead and work with you, and we'll talk about how that looks, and you'll get the group, because this week we're going to talk about how to talk to a narcissist. That is the play this week. Whether you're dating, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're just getting to know them, I'm going to tell you common things that they say and things that you need. So go ahead and send me a DM if you want to be a part of that this Wednesday at 8 p.m. and I will get back to you. I might be on live later tonight. We'll see what happens. Love you. Appreciate y'all. But I'm going to go ahead and jump off. All right. Bye, y'all.